Live from Crawford Studios, CC and J Guy.
Whoop, whoop. My peoples.
What's up?
Welcome to today's show.
How you doing?
Everybody good?
Yeah, I'm great.
I feel like we haven't seen each other forever, dude.
Yeah.
Like for some reason. I feel like
Oh my God. I haven't seen you guys in forever.
Pictures so much. Holy Jesus.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, everybody, today is Lewis's choice.
Well, it's not a choice. I wanted to do something different.
Okay.
Right.
Because, and this is the reason why, I got feedback from people who have listened to our podcast.
Right.
And mentioned to the fact that, yeah, you guys are good. You talk about a lot of different topics. It's good conversation. These guys hanging out, talking, whatever. But I noticed you guys don't really get controversial. You don't get into a debate with one another. So I thought that's actually not a bad idea, but I didn't want to go in the direction that we don't do, right? So I had to figure out what's something good that we can get into.
Okay.
And I have a list of some things. So it's going to be some good ones, like easy ones. And then I'm going to throw a controversial one in there.
Oh, boy.
All right.
But it's nothing. You got it's what's going on today. It's with the vibe that's going on.
Right.
So,
So
Mark, this is for you,
Yeah.
Mark, because this came from Mark's. So let's get
Drum roll, please.
If you could bring one invention from the future into today,
Or into the past.
what would you pick and why?
So we have to, okay.
All right. So think of something that could be invented. So, all right. So if we do something from now and take it back, I know, hear me out, right? I'm just saying the two. So if we did something that we have now that we didn't have as kids, I sure wouldn't be the telephone. I'm telling you that right now. I would not bring the telephone.
No, but are we supposed to bring something from the future back to when we were younger or into
Wherever.
now?
Well,
Or we make up an invention?
if you
make
can
up
bring
an
one invention
Oh,
from
so,
the
okay,
future.
I'm going to say right now
So from right here, we're in the
Right.
future, right?
Right.
We're presently
We're
in the
present.
future. That's how I look at
Okay.
it.
All right. Cool.
to when we were kids.
And bring it back
And
to
bring
when
it
we were
back.
younger.
And I would imagine future into today.
Okay.
No, from the future into today. So, in other
Oh,
words,
so
you'd
we
be
have to
going,
make some.
you
Okay,
make-
so right away,
somehow you'd be traveling into the future.
I'm gonna go Star Trek, and I'm gonna say I want the food machine.
Okay.
The replicator.
Yeah.
I want a replicator.
The food replicator.
I want a replicator.
Replicator.
I want to be able to eat whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah,
whenever
yeah,
the
yeah.
fuck I want.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
all
yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's it.
That is a good one.
Yeah, but that's a good one. And it's also vegan.
Yeah, because even if you eat meat, it's not
It
from
would
an
be,
animal.
it would be,
Yeah,
right,
it's
it would
just
be
replicated.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you could
That's
be
a good one.
vegan and eat a T-bone if you wanted to. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be from a cow.
Yeah.
So
Huh.
that'd be pretty cool.
How about you? What did you think about?
I would think something along medicine, a cure for something.
I would. Okay.
Yeah, something to help with something they had, like, but now they're starting to cure a lot of that stuff now but yeah, I would think something along that line. Bring something back that
Right.
could take care
Medical.
of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What bring up?
The medicine from the future. Like
Definitely,
Star Trek
yeah.
again. Here we go,
Yeah.
Star Trek.
Medicine
Even
from the
then,
future.
they lay you on the table. It takes your
Yeah, it
freaking
takes
body
your vitals
size,
and
every
everything. It
vitals,
tells you what's
everything. You
wrong
don't have
with
nothing
you.
hooked up to you.
Yeah.
They can read everything.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be cool. That would be cool. Now, I said I wouldn't take a telephone back from here. I meant like I wouldn't take like a smartphone and take it back to
Oh
the
yeah,
days.
yeah.
But if we're going to go future
if we
and bring
could
it
just
to here.
delete the smartphone from.
Well,
I
but see-
mean, it has good advantages.
Yeah.
I just want to delete maybe some of the bad shit.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
but for me, like I said,
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind so on the TV show Upload, when they have their phones, they go like this. So I would like to be able to do this and that would be my communicator. You know what I mean?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So then instead of having
What was
to do
it built
this,
in? Was it built into like a wrist?
it was like a watch.
Yeah.
It was like
and
on
it's
their
not-
watch.
and it was
So with a
projected.
smartwatch. So then either that you turn around
You
and
even
go
have
like
the
this.
glasses too, bro.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
You
I
just
would
spin
just do,
through,
like I said, I would just go like this.
Right.
Like if the phone rings, I look to see who it is. I say, oh, hey, Lou, what's up, bro? How's it going? You know what I'm saying? Tom, you sexy bitch. What's up, baby?
They had
You know
that
what I
one
mean?
now that they're showing where it's like it shows up on your hand. It's like a wristband, and then it
Right.
just comes out in front of you of like a hologram.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm
need
saying.
that-
we
we
just
need-
type on it and everything
to
like that.
figure
And that's
out
also
a ho-
Star
that's
Trek.
fucking
We need a
cool.
hologram
That's
machine.
sick.
That's what
That-
because
well-
that's would do the smartphone,
Right.
and then it just goes by gestures. to
See,
figure
I
out
would
your-
like a transporter. Like I said, if we're gonna go under, under the
Back to the
thing
Future.
of Star Trek.
Okay.
I mean, like
Well, I would love to see. You know what? How about a vehicle from some type of vehicle from the future to now?
Well, again, so that then if
Because
we
it would
do,
it would definitely wouldn't be using gasoline or anything like that. It would be totally different technology, and it'd probably be so much safer.
so then it would be like a hoverboard.
Something.
You know what I mean? So
I don't know.
I would say then that would be Star Trek and get the speedsters.
No, Star Wars does that crap too.
Who?
Star Wars has the
Star Wars, yeah, had the speeders.
But the food replicator, right?
Right.
So, one of the things that they're talking about now is like, the whole lab grown meat or whatever.
Right.
It's a big deal right now. I get
it. But they're saying with lab grown meat that they can make meat better than the way it is now.
Right.
Because they can get the exact fat content, the exact whatever.
Right.
That makes...
So it would be healthier for you.
So if you have a food replicator,
right,
you can make you can make up shit on a computer and then install and hack it and then put it into the food replicator, and you could be like, make this like mega like if you want like a turkey dinner where it's got like a turkey with like 12 legs on it.
Oh, right. Yeah.
You got the food replicator do some kind of like hack it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could hack it. You know what I mean?
With Bruce Willis, one of my favorite movies.
Bruce Willis.
And
I don't know, like
it was the Fifth Element. Fifth Element.
Yeah.
But like, when she took the meat out of it, had all these bones and shit out of it.
Or you can make like a chili, right?
Right.
That fucking, or a hot sauce that like makes like what's the hottest one now? That the Carolina Reapers. It's lab made, right? It's lab made.
Yeah.
You can make something that makes Carolina Reapers taste like fucking poblano fucking peppers.
But in order to
what I mean? Like that hot. You could hack shit with the replicator. They never do that in Star Trek, but I feel like if you have the replicator machine, you could make.
I'm sure they could, but I'm sure they have rules on that.
Out of it.
That's probably why they don't have it, because I'm sure being Star Trek the way they are, they would have restrictions on what you can and what
I've also seen on Star Trek.
And it's military ship, you know what I mean?
But they
probably, unless you have one in your house, then you can do what you want.
But they put their own recipes in. So I've seen them that they do recipes.
But now, you can just tell it to the computer now. You don't have to do
That's what I'm saying. So you give the recipe, the idea of the recipe or whatever the case may be, to replicate it, and it'll replicate what you tell it to do.
Exactly.
So then you would still be able to turn around and say, you know what, give me a 5.
Is it like AI? You just type in the prompt? And
you could.
Maybe.
You could.
So, sorry.
No, that's why we do
with the replicator. Make like some crazy things that you could never make.
Here's a good one. All right. Would you rather have the ability to speak every language or be able to speak to animals, and why? I want to answer this first.
Go ahead.
I would say animals.
Go ahead.
And the reason why is because then I would be able to protect them by letting them know about certain things. Would you rather speak every language?
Would you rather be able to speak to animals?
So I would rather speak to animals, because then I would be able to warn them and communicate with them and make them understand what the dangers are that they're not paying attention to or understanding. Like fucking squirrels running out.
So
in the
be
middle
able
of the
to
road.
speak to any animal or any human. That's the option.
Right.
Speak to any human
to
or any animal.
I go animals.
Every animal or every human.
I go animals.
Yes. You go with animals. What do you say?
Animals. This is the vegan now.
One.
Can we do 50-50?
You could do 50-50. I'm sure. Yeah, why not? I would think so. But that wasn't the question.
I know.
No, it's got to be it's got to be you got to pick one.
Yeah.
I'm going to go animals too. I'm going to go animals too, because you know what? Because I just want to talk animals.
Yeah. I want to know what's going on.
But you know what though? No, I'm going to say every human. You know why? Because animals, they don't have our intelligence. So you're going to be talking about food.
We're assuming.
You're assuming that. I disagree.
Assuming that we don't, that they don't do, because think about it. You talk to dogs, you're speaking to them in our language.
They understand.
But if they have the intelligence of a 3-year-old, then it's like having a conversation with a 3-year-old.
But do they really, or they just do shit because they know that's what makes you happy? And that's, you know what I mean? I guess.
True.
But see, I'm
going to pick human.
I pick humans.
Okay.
I'd rather know every language.
Right.
You know, I'd rather do that. I'd rather do that only because I feel that
you can go anywhere.
Well, not so much that you can go anywhere, but I just feel that if you can speak to people that don't know. So the same way you're saying about, speaking to animals,
right?
It's almost, I'm not trying to say that people are stupid as such. Some are, but, that I'd rather be able to speak to humans so this way they can understand where I am coming from. You know what I mean? What I'm about, who I am as a person, and, close the gap of what they misunderstood me to be, or people here. Not everybody is an asshole. You know what I mean? Not everybody is thinking, we're looking to, beat your brains in. You know what I'm saying? Just be able to converse. You think about it. How many countries don't you go to or people have been to and you can't communicate? So then if I could turn around and go to, let's say, anywhere.
You can go anywhere.
And speak to anywhere. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Well, we won't have to worry about that soon anyway, because I'm telling you, most people have smartphones now.
Yeah. Well, see, it's a good thing you say that, bro. So check this out. One of my staff, he's Haitian. So I've been looking for an app to be able to WhatsApp. No, WhatsApp doesn't have, I don't think it has translation. But the point is that it has some.
Okay.
You have to pay big money for Haitian Creole.
Really?
And that's what he speaks. So the other day, a vendor came in to mess with the soda machine, to change the sodas and the waters and stuff in the soda this machine.
Right.
He had lost money in it. So he was telling me to ask the dude for the money back. I said, all right, cool. I'm asking, but I didn't understand what he was saying. So I pulled out my handy dandy, what it says is Haitian translator. Right. And I told him to speak into it. So he's speaking to it. And instead of telling me that the machine that it ate up his money, he turns around and says, you have beautiful blood in your veins and you're a great person. No shit. I'm not even kidding you. And then I'm like, this is wrong. Like, this is wrong. And then he starts to do like the money sign for me. And I'm like, he lost money in there. He's trying to get it back.
How much?
$2. Right. Yeah. And that's what I ended up doing. So then he can get it. So,
what's cool though for the translation is the meta glasses, because so what happens is you use your phone and the meta glasses and they talk into your phone and it pipes into your ears. And you talk back and it talks into the...
Right. So that works on French. That'll work on Spanish.
I know it doesn't,
but it won't work on...
I feel like the longer this technology's out,
the
more
it'll get better.
Yeah, it'll definitely get better.
It'll be like the universal translator for Star Trek.
Yeah,
You'd be on you all the time, and you would understand everything everybody's saying.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So
then it's already coming.
So you know what? We'll go back one. That's an invention I would like to bring from the future.
Oh yeah, okay, that's great.
What I'm saying?
That'd be perfect.
A translator. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that would be it.
And
like I said, then even now, so that was a sidebar. Sorry from your question.
No, but that's perfect though. It makes sense.
Or from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, you stick.
Remember that?
Thing in your ear, an earworm.
Yeah, I forgot about that movie. That's great. That shit was on the other day too. But yeah, that would be what I would probably. I'd rather speak to people, all over. Be able to just communicate that way.
That would be an interesting one.
Yeah.
I think that would be helpful.
Yeah, because that would
be helpful when traveling. Because you know what? That's actually a thing that stops a lot of people from traveling. Is like they don't want to.
Yeah, I got to speak the language.
It's hard. It's difficult.
Carry around uncomfortable. You don't want to insult anybody or do anything that's going to piss them off when you're in their country.
Or you don't want to get fucked up.
Not fromers. Just like a translation. One of those basic translation books. I guess now you would have a smartphone, but even so. It's a little challenging. If you could just speak the language, it would be so much easier.
There's relays and fucks in this country. So anyway.
Well, because there's slangs and stuff. So if you think about
that's true. And there's so many different dialects depending on where you're going.
Exactly. Like
but
Spanish.
I feel if you had a phone, they would just add the slang in. Like every year, they find more slang to add.
Well, so then it'd be the Urban Dictionary of other languages.
It's going to happen. I think they're probably close to having that happen at some point where it'll, no matter who's speaking what, it'll just tell you.
Oh yeah.
Like C-3PO.
Right. Yeah.
He knows how many millions of dialects of just one language. Right. Because I know there's this many those. So I'll speak up to both.
Yep. Exactly. Yep. Like I said, Arabic. Different dialects of Arabic. Said Spanish. English. Just even English. With things that we say here is different from in the UK.
This is not English. That over there is English.
You know what I mean? But again, this is
Jamaican English.
Or Jamaican English. Right.
Jamaican English.
You know what I'm saying? Saying stuff like that.
That's a dialect.
Louisiana.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Creole. And then like I said, there's a Creole down in Louisiana.
Right.
And then, like I said, my staff, he's Haitian Creole.
Right.
So that then is being able to speak to, to him and how, and to say
crazy, man.
So like I said, that would be probably the one thing I would bring back.
Yeah, that would be a cool one.
I take back with the first one. I like this phone too. The language
definitely
thing.
More useful.
Yeah. Yeah.
It comes cool. Controversial. You ready?
I'm scared. Put your glasses on. Put your glasses on.
I'm going to go with the light one first.
Oh, Jesus. Kind of nervous about this.
This is the light one. Trophy participation.
Okay.
Now, I grew up where you just didn't get a trophy for showing up. If you were on a team, you were on that team and you lost. Now, I'm not talking about little kindergarten stuff. Okay. I'm talking about when you're in a league, starting from when you're actually playing.
Right.
And that's anywhere from, 7 to 9 it starts.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Right.
You didn't get a trophy if your team didn't come in. If you didn't, you went to the dinner, you went to the the ceremony.
And it's funny because people talked about these participation trophies, I feel like in the 90s and 2000s, but
you didn't
in the 80s, I had it in the 80s, yeah. In soccer, everybody got like a trophy, but it was just like a trophy of someone kicking a ball. It says, that is a participation trophy.
You played on
but they still gave the trophy to the winner too. So everyone got a participation trophy, but then the winners got the winner trophy. Right. So I feel like I don't think that's bad because it's still. I feel like that situation works good where it's like everybody gets a little commemorative. I'm using the word commemorative item.
Yeah.
And then the winners get the real trophy.
Right. I get you. First, second, and third. You know what I'm saying? And then everybody else gets like a pin, a ribbon, or some shit.
Right. Even the people who get first, second, and third
or
get
a certificate
or everybody gets
something.
Even the winners
That's usually what happens.
So it's just like
that's not what I'm saying.
Okay, then what are you saying?
Are you saying they do it where they don't give the winners trophy and everybody just gets a commemorative?
Well, now
thing?
it's more of when the kids do stuff now. You get the you got the this goes in this realm here. This goes in this category.
Right.
All right. What I'm going to say now.
Mm-hmm.
Kindergarten has a graduation. First grade has a graduation. Second grade has a graduation. No. It's kindergarten to sixth grade.
No.
Yeah.
Well, all right, yeah, because before
junior high school.
No, wait, back up. It's the daycare center is what I'm thinking. So you had the daycare center. You would graduate from the daycare center to.
All right.
I didn't go to kindergarten. I didn't go to kindergarten. I went to the daycare, and then I stayed there. That was like my kindergarten, daycare, kindergarten.
Okay.
And then I went to first grade.
Then you went to first grade, but my kindergarten was in my public school.
Okay, gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
And then I went. Well, actually, I went to a school before that, but basically that's what it was.
Okay.
All right. I did actually go to kindergarten in another school, and then I went to public school. Right.
Okay.
So then you went to sixth grade, you graduated.
Right. Sixth grade, you graduated to junior high school.
And then you went to junior high school.
Right.
And then you had another graduation.
Right. From ninth grade into high school.
And then when you went to high school, you had your normal graduation.
Right. Okay.
All these other ones, to me, that's
extra. Too fucking much.
Yeah. I think it doesn't really.
Right.
In the way I look at it, for me, winning and losing is important. And that doesn't go into that category. Like, so we're going back to the trophies.
Right.
It's good to know that you lost. It's also as good as it is to win.
Right.
And that was what was good about that when we were doing it. And even in Tom's case, like he was saying, that's okay. Because when you went to the dinner, you sold raffles because usually when you were on a league, you sold raffles for something.
Right.
And then you went to the dinner, right?
You get a pin or something.
You got a pin or you got a certificate or whatever. Yeah. But you still, right? And you even though people who win would come in the first 4 or 5 or whatever it is.
Right.
You knew it, whether it was football, baseball, hockey, bowling, whatever you were in or did. Yep. There was a winner or a loser. And I thought that was, for that time, I thought it was a lot better than it is now. Mm-hmm. I think now it's just, I think, I don't think it helps, honestly, but that's just how I feel.
I think, like I said, if it's a commemorative thing, like everybody gets one, but there's still a winner.
Right.
But if they've removed the whole trophy for people winning, that's kind of stupid.
Right.
Because then what do you have to look forward to?
Right. Yeah.
Like there should always be a winning trophy.
Right. Yes.
Because that's the goal.
Right.
That's the whole point
of
playing is to win that
learn
trophy.
Right. And what do you think?
That's every sport. I mean, that's the goal.
Right. Yeah,
win
exactly.
Super Bowl. Win the World Series. You know what I mean?
Right.
Win the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
Like
World Cup.
Yep. It's a goal. You're supposed to.
Yeah, that's how you're working for.
But like,
there's winning and there's losing. I think.
But
just think
as long as they don't remove that, if they give everybody our participation trophy or like a commemorative thing, like that's fine.
And when they're real little,
it's
different. I'm not talking about that.
Yeah, as long as they don't remove the trophy, like the main thing, then
right.
Yeah, no, I think that if we're going to talk about like saying with school, I don't think there needs to be like every grade, you know what I mean? That it's supposed to be something like this is the milestone. So now you're going into junior high school. Right. That's the milestone. So you're graduating from elementary school.
Right.
Now you're going into high school. Now you're graduating from junior high school. So that's
and then you
milestone.
might go to college.
And then you might go to college. So then you would graduate from high school to go
or
into
trade
college.
School,
whatever it is you're going to do. But you're graduating from high school. You're 12 years of school. That's your milestones, and you graduate as such. As far as sports are concerned, I don't even think. I mean, I think you should be the first, second, and third, and everybody else got the dinner. You know what I'm saying? That's me. I mean, and I wasn't like the super sports guy either growing up. Like I didn't enjoy playing sports in school and shit like that either.
Yeah, I get it.
But I'm just like, you don't need all that stuff.
Maybe you're part of the opera club.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you know what I mean? Exactly. Yes. No, you don't deserve one. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. You don't need all that shit. But that's me, because then that just makes you, to me, kind of going what you're saying, it makes you stronger, because now you want to strive to be able to be on that stage and, hold up that trophy. Like, I got one. You know what I'm saying? And,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, I think it's kind of gone in a different direction. So it doesn't really have, people, well, everybody's got to get it. And no.
Yeah.
No. They're not going to learn right.
Yeah.
If you do that, it screws it up, because then they don't understand.
You don't have anything to work towards.
Yeah.
And then also,
at least that's my method thing. And maybe it's because we grew up and how we grew up. I think that's something should always stay consistent.
Yeah, but there's got to be a goal. Like that's the whole point. Is we're competing to reach that goal.
Right.
If you remove the goal, then what the What are you doing?
This is one of the light questions.
Yeah.
One of the light questions.
No, but like seriously, if there's no goal, then what are you working for? What are you doing?
Mm-hmm. Right, exactly. And it's the same thing when you go for a job or whatever you do. Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. No. You need to have that.
Right.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, go ahead.
Next.
Right, is it a heavy question? Or
No. Now I'll do a couple of nice,
regular
easy ones.
Okay.
To keep,
Yeah, I got nervous.
We have time. What do we have? We're good. Yeah. All right. Let's see. All right. Is the 9-to-5 work structure outdated, or is it still the best system we have?
No.
Oh, no, it's outdated.
No, it's outdated all day.
Get rid of it. Get rid of it.
10-hour days.
40 hours a week? No.
Yeah. Wait. So I'm saying
you want more
10-hour days. 4 10-hour days.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I say 4 8-hour days.
32 hours? That's it?
Well, but see, here's where the problem
everybody makes the same. See, that's the thing. If they're going to shift it, they just have to do the calculations to figure like adjust the hourly rate for a 32-hour work week. But anyway.
But but that's, I don't like that.
410 is fine to have the extra day, but I'm like, I'd rather have 4-8.
What do you think, Lou?
I would do the 4-day week. Get the extra day.
Right.
Like you said. Yeah,
but 10 hours or 8 hours?
10 hours, if I had to.
I say
right.
8 hours.
But now here's why.
I'm not saying it would be an adjustment for sure because you're used to going home at a certain time. Now you're going home later or you're coming in earlier. I'd probably come in earlier.
Do, let's say,
instead of coming in
6 to 6.
Right.
But now it depends on the...
You can go...
I mean, 6 to 6.
Here's the question.
I forgot how to count. Sorry, guys.
Do you remove Friday or Monday?
Well, so that's what I was going to say next.
Can we do we enjoy
the Monday? Do you get the Monday off? Or do you want the Friday off? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Now, it would be the same difference. It wouldn't matter. Because you're still going to... So this is what the next part of this...
Right.
So it's funny. I was having this conversation at work. So if we do the 4 10-hour days and you're not sure if you're going to do Monday or Friday or whatever, I say 10-hour days only because of deliveries. Depending on what job you're in or when things have to get done.
Right.
So, we already know like stores are going to be open, still the 24 hours a day kind of thing. Go ahead.
Well, my thing is you just stagger the workforce. So you can still, if you have 4 8-hour days, you could still just stagger everything where not everybody's working on Monday, not everybody's working on Friday. Everybody's working Tuesday through Thursday. You know what I mean?
Right.
You could stagger it.
And you mean stagger the hours?
Yeah.
So then you would do like 8 to 4 and a 9 to 5 or, you know what I'm saying? Like, how would you do it to get it all in? Because there are things that happen for certain businesses that have to happen, that you need to have somebody there.
Europe does it, man. They go home, they take a nap.
Siesta.
But that's like at lunchtime.
These guys today the way they do it is good. The way they do it out there is really cool.
So I'd be lying to you if I said I knew exactly what it was because I don't even know how their stuff works. So I'm only going by, I said, me thinking here.
I think they said that the United States, as far as not that they work harder, the better, but the sense is that they work harder in a negative way.
Okay.
Not that it's beneficial for them.
Right.
Because we work so many hours already and we're doing what we're doing and we're not paid enough. And so,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it depends on the situation.
Right.
But, Europe has a better setup, but it depends on where you are. If it's something you grew up with or you've been around,
right.
I guess, this is what you're used to.
Well, because it's again, like I know in certain countries that they have you get a mandatory leave, I guess is what it's called. So like every year you have like a month off. You know what I mean? Like you're just away from work, like the paid vacation.
Oh, they get more vacation days. The worst, the United States has the worst fucking vacation.
Right, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Other countries, like I think like Germany, it's like 6 weeks fucking vacation.
Stuff like that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Everyone. It's like, that's into the law.
And you have that one per all those few people. Because they say, so we work together. Right. Now you have off for these, next 6 weeks that then now we have, somebody else that's going to come in and be part of the team while you're gone. And then you go and then I go, you know what I'm saying? That person
it might be 8 weeks.
So you mean?
Well, yeah, I'm just saying, like, it'd be like a rotating thing, you know what I'm saying? And that person be able to go and, bounce to all the departments or whatever and be able to do it. If we're talking about, like a blue collar job.
But do you think it is out? You think it's outdated?
Oh, yeah, I think it's outdated all day fucking long.
It needs to be changed. Absolutely. It's not good.
8-hour day, 40-hour work weeks, I think are outdated. And
things are changing.
Yeah, we would have to change up how we do things.
I tell you, it definitely improves your your quality of life because not gonna lie, I used to fuck off at a job.
Right.
Where I used to I worked this job and we would, a bunch of us would leave like an hour early.
Right.
And that was like,
because
I just, that hour made a fucking difference to my life.
Yeah, it did. Well, even like now still.
3 days a week, can you imagine having 3-day weekends permanently?
Oh, that would be great.
Right. So now, but even now, think about it like this.
If you did it like, hold that thought. And if you alternated every year, go, 1 year it's going to be Friday off, and the next year it's going to be Monday off. I'll be like, whatever,
you could do
man.
That too, yeah. I mean, think about it, bro. Think of how many places, how many jobs. And like I said, I'm still in the blue collar mentality. You know, when you turn around and you get your work done early, then you have the rest of the afternoon off. So then if you gave, if my boss, so like my staff, if I gave my staff, I was like, yo, listen, you know, you guys, we're going to, you know, we start work at 8:00. You get all this done. This is what our quota is for today or whatever the case may be. We have to have all this done, get it done. And we, you know, we're out of here an hour early. We're here. If you do it faster than shit and you do it right, because I know everybody's capable of, you know, and this is what we have to get done. Yeah. So then you can do that. So that, you know, again, if you do a 4-hour work week, and you get what needs to get done.
A 4-day,
I'm sorry, a 4-day work week, and you can get all that has to get done in those 4 days. Then you know what I mean? I'd rather do that, but it's super antiquated as far as I'm concerned. You know, working like this, and you know, there's so much to do.
Well, especially now, I think the employer has the advantage,
right,
when it comes to that, you know?
Because it's money. It
works for them. And not necessarily for the worker.
Yeah, because
and that's always the case.
Right. It's the same thing as getting paid every other week. You get paid every other week, and it's because, you know, the money kind of like sits there, and they do, you know, how the money works in the bank and shit, and how we collect it and whatnot. So that then that's why it is you get paid every other week. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's a monetary issue.
Right.
And I'm saying it like that because, like Tom said too, if we turn around and we work a 32-hour work week, you know, just there 8 hours, 4 days. How do we get compensated? Do prices go up on things?
Well, you would think the salary would go up somewhat, right?
And to compensate. So that would be, you know, to make the same amount of money, just pay me. I mean, fuck it. I'll stay at $20 an hour, and then, you know, just pay me if I was, you know, give me like, you know, the last 8 hours free, you know, that kind of shit. You know, if you want to put it down like that on paper. But, you know, I don't know. Yeah, no, but it is. Working the days that we work, I believe for a lot of the stuff is antiquated.
It sucks because Friday comes, you go home, so you have that time. You're like, all right, I'm off. Then next thing you know, it's Sunday. You're like, fuck, I got to go to work tomorrow. Yeah. That's the first thing you think.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it sucks.
I think that third day would
so
everyone's quality.
Yeah, I would think you're right. I think you're right. I would agree. All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right. We got one more good one, and then let's get it on, baby. All right?
All right.
Let's see. Is nostalgia overrated, or is the past really that good? I think it always comes back.
It does.
Clothes, music, hairstyles, even cars, but they might
retro
change it up, right? But, you know, they'll bring it back or whatever it might be.
Right.
So in a lot of ways, I say yes. Now, there's some things that probably shouldn't come back and go like, no, there's no reason to bring that back. You know, I can't think of anything.
I was going to say, what are you thinking about, Lou?
You know, so if you guys can, help me out here.
I
think nostalgia is good.
I don't think it's overrated, but also I don't think it's, you know, it just is what it is. It's nostalgia. I don't think it's overrated, but I don't think it's like underrated either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, well, I think what happens is I think some people will get so stuck on one thing or some type of nostalgia
that they don't move forward.
Right. They get stuck in, and it's always, you know.
Right.
But I always thought it was good because, you know, you think about what you did or what you had.
Yes.
And now, and you say, that would probably work better now.
You know what's the true test is like when everyone's like, say everyone like, there's like a movie that you grew up with, everybody likes, right?
And then they remake it.
And then get someone who grew up in that era,
right,
who didn't see the movie, and have them watch the movie. And then they give you their honest opinion if it was good or not.
Oh, and see if it's accurate for whatever the thing.
Like,
kind of like Private Ryan. They said people who saw that movie who were in war said it was difficult for them to sit through that movie, especially the very beginning of that movie.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Something kind of like that is what you're saying?
Yeah. No, I mean like, for instance, like a movie that I grew up with, everybody who grew up in the 80s.
Okay.
Right. Everybody loves the Goonies. Now, what happens if I have someone who grew up in the 80s who never saw Goonies, and then they finally watch it and can give you their honest opinion? Be like, oh, this movie's good. And they're going to be like, oh, it's kind of cheesy.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like,
but then again,
is it nostalgia because I grew up with it and you liked it when you grew up? But by today's standards, maybe it's not good.
It was a shitty flick.
Right. But then again, you never know. There are those people who are unique who like that kind of stuff.
I know. Everything's always new.
Nostalgia type thing. And they're like, you know, like there was this kid driving around. I was watching on, I think it was Instagram. And this guy was driving his car. He's like, this is the freestyle kid or whatever it was. And there's this young kid from today who's like in his early 20s or something. And he's singing freestyle, word for word.
Yeah.
Loving it, and he's jamming in the car and everything. And like, well, our kids do that too because they grew up listening to us, liking that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the same thing. So I guess then again, that is nostalgia, right? So in a way, they keep it alive.
So here's where my dimension to all that stuff, right? So is it nostalgia on certain things or is it just nostalgia across the board?
No, it just says
music. I'm saying like how we're going to say it. I know what your question said, but so then is nostalgia. So I don't think nostalgia is overrated for certain topics, for certain ideas, for certain things. So it's not overrated for music.
Definitely not for music.
You feel what I'm saying?
Because music can put you right back into where you were.
Exactly. And
every fucking time.
Right. But movies, they're not nostalgic because, you don't want to make, but no, because you don't really want a remake of Goonies. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather
not. So that's nostalgic not to remake it then, is what you're saying. To keep it the way it is.
Well, I'm going to say, but then now if I watch it now, I'm watching it, I'm only half watching it because it's not as good or the CGI.
Bullshit. You're watching this, bro.
No, I'm telling you, but I watch it now, I'm like...
Dude, you watched Star Wars and that shit was fucking ancient compared to the way
But because of the storyline, because there's other stories that are going along with that. Like there's other shows that make
the original movies.
Right, yes.
Just the original movies.
Yeah.
Okay, you still watch those?
Right.
Okay. How old are those movies? They're old.
50 years old.
Right. Okay. Right. And they were made back when we thought that when they were doing all that stuff.
Right.
Right. The special effects.
Right.
Special effects compared now to then.
Right.
But still that movie's still good.
I guess that maybe it depends on the person who's watching it.
You know what?
Or it depends on the movie too, really, when you think about it.
Yeah.
You ever get so nostalgic where it's like super fucking specific to something? Where you listen to something and it reminds you of a super specific thing? Yeah. For instance, we were when I was a kid, we went on a camping trip in Boy Scouts. And
are you okay?
It was a winter trip, and my friend and I had a friend who had a little boombox with him. And the song at the time that was really popular was Loser by Beck.
Right.
Okay.
And he must have played that song because, back then, fucking people had cassettes or CDs. Right. So, like, we didn't have a whole list. So he played the song over and over and over. I'm a loser, baby. So whenever time I hear that song, I just picture camping in the fucking winter cabin at that fucking...
And having that song play over and
over. And over. We're like laying in bed with the lights out and it's like... I'm like, geez.
Shut that shit off already, bro.
So, like, every time I hear that song, I kind of brings me back a little bit to camping in the winter.
Yeah. Well, and so, because now would food be nostalgic?
Yeah, it can be.
So people laugh at me. People talk shit to me, bro.
Well, I know, like, something you grew up with, like a dish you grew up with.
Like I said,
certain like in the movie Ratatouille.
Yeah.
When the food critic eats the thing and he's, it was like a food that said it was like a pauper food or whatever. And it was like, he brought him back, so he gave a good review.
Right. Cracker Barrel, nothing in Cracker Barrel brings back anything nostalgic.
Just because they have all the old school candy in there. And when you first walk in,
you're talking about the store.
The store itself, you go in there,
I'm like, biscuits and gravy. I'm not like down from Tennessee. It reminds me about the time I had biscuits and gravy down.
Drawn out loud.
I thought you were talking about the menu. I'm like,
no, but when you first walk in, you have
all the candy stuff.
All that stuff, old school candy. Boys and things like that. It's just sketch.
Listen, I eat food that my mom used to make when we were kids. Like I said, I have the wifey, she'll turn around and do it, And one of my favorite things, bro, people just bug out over this, but it was white rice, red kidney beans, and tuna fish.
Okay.
I love that shit, bro. Like, that hits the spot.
It's like easy meal.
Red kidney beans.
Red kidney beans.
Yeah.
All right.
And that would be, man. So nostalgia is underrated. Go ahead.
Here we go.
This is a doozy?
I'm trying to figure which one I want to do first.
Watch out for that first step.
Okay. We are LGBTQ friendly on this podcast, right? We have no prejudice towards anybody who they are, what they want to do.
Yeah.
Right? People make a big deal about when certain parents, say famous people, they say, hey, I'm not going to let my kids. So the question is, do you think it's okay to let kids watch certain cartoons and programming that mention LGBT or have it part of the curriculum? Hang on.
Okay, all right.
So I'm going to give you my answer first. So there was cartoons that are out. There have been celebrities who have already come out that have said they didn't think they wanted their children to watch it at a certain age, or they thought it was too early or whatever. My thing is that it's not a big deal. it's not it's not a reflection on anybody or anything. It's just the parents doing their job, saying, "Hey, I'm not comfortable with yet him or them watching that."
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, I think they're too young or they're not ready for it.
Right.
When they are, we'll discuss it then. Kind of should be up to the parent, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
I think the parent should be the one to make that decision, and it shouldn't be made into a big deal.
Gotcha.
I know that can be because everything is made into a big deal nowadays.
Gotcha.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say into the camera: nothing makes you gay. Nothing makes you trans. Therefore, whatever kids want to watch, they can watch.
I get that.
It's not going to make them gay. It's not going to make them trans.
Right,
I don't know if that's the fear like people have.
No, I agree with you. I totally agree with you.
Like,
we're not going down that.
Shouldn't be.
We're not going down
not
that.
That should be a fear, but like,
I just think.
So if kids want to watch something that has people who are gay or people who are trans, like,
but they make it.
It doesn't.
What I'm saying is that they have
I don't think it's a big deal.
I think it was. What's his
it's
name?
Just someone. It might not identify with you. You know what I mean? It's not going to make anybody that way.
I don't think that.
You know what I mean? I don't think it's like a.
I think
you know what I mean. Like, it's
I get that, but I don't think that's. I don't. That's not how I'm looking at it. I'm looking.
I don't want my kids watching.
Well, why won't you let them watch it?
Turning gay. Like,
why won't let you watch it? Well, I just
doesn't happen.
My thing is, as a parent, I would be like, well, I'm not comfortable right now with them watching it. When I feel the time is right for them to know, or they have the question or whatever, I'm not going to just throw it. Maybe they don't want to have it on or have them watch that certain cartoon. I think that's the parent's prerogative. I don't think it's a reflection on anything or anybody. It's just a matter of how the parent wants to bring up the child at that point in time.
Right.
So I don't think it's a big
deal. I hear you. All right. So I'm going to say,
as far as I'm concerned.
Fuck you for this question, because this is a doozy. For
I know.
Say it like that.
That's why I did it.
All right. I believe, as a whole, across the board for kids, that kids should just be allowed to be kids.
That's what I agree.
I don't care about anything other than the kids need to be kids. Kids need to grow up and enjoy and laugh and joke.
Right.
Like,
there are a lot of celebrities who have said that.
Right. Kids need to just have fun with other kids.
Right.
They need to go out and do whatever.
Right.
Okay. And
like we were. It didn't matter.
But you said that parents' choice. It's parents. There should not be a choice. Oh my God. So little Billy or little Tina, she wanted to wear these pants and he wanted to wear that skirt.
No, so
Get the fuck out of here.
Don't take the question out of context. That's not what the question was about.
Then what is it?
That's not what the question was about.
Go ahead.
Do you think the parent has the right? Basically, when it comes to LGBTQ, there are programming for kids who are younger to watch.
And that's it.
And other parents will let their kids watch it, and some won't. My point is that, again, no reflection on anything or anybody. It's just a matter of the prerogative of that parent say, hey, I'm not comfortable with them this age watching it. Mm-hmm. When we are ready, we'll introduce it to them. It's up to me. So that particular programming or whatever it is, they're not going to be watching. That's what I'm saying. So it's always up to the parents. And that was the way it was when I was growing up too.
Yeah, I agree with that.
No, you're going to bed. You're too young for this. You can't watch this.
Right.
That was what we grew up. It wasn't the fact that like we can go to certain movies or whatever. So again, parents are in control. Whether it's right or wrong in your mindset, because you're thinking, well, they don't like gay people, or no, it's not about that.
Right.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Okay.
Because these people already have friends and people that they know who are.
Okay. So the question is, the parents
in the LGBTQ.
Yeah, the parents should be able to choose whatever they want for their kids. No, that
that's kind of where I'm saying.
I don't think anybody should tell parents what they should or they shouldn't.
I will say so. I think that parents should
whether you agree with it or not is irrelevant.
I think that parents there should just be an age limit for certain things for the kids. You know what I'm saying? Like it shouldn't be a 10-year-old kid watching crazy flicks. Yeah, I'm saying like I said, there's things that the kids should just be kids. You know, don't let them watch. Saw, you know what I'm saying, at fucking 5 years old. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I agree with you 100%. And
that kind of stuff.
And I think that's what a lot of celebrities said too. There was a few celebrities who came out and said that because they have younger kids. And they said, no. I think Snoop Dogg was one. Who's the guy who did the golfing?
Tiger Woods?
Tiger Woods?
No, the movie.
Oh, Happy Gilmore.
Yeah,
Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler was another.
I felt like we were on Match Game.
He didn't think it was he didn't want his kids. But it wasn't about the fact that they were making the choice because they are the parents. They're saying, no, right? My child won't. But when they'll look. How did you find out certain things when you were growing up? It wasn't because somebody made a big deal about a program.
Friends, or you came across a magazine or
your parents,
something like that. But again, it's when we were older. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't when wasn't when we were 5 or 6 years old watching this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Or that we came across such.
Well, because now everything, everything's more, people are more comfortable. People are out, and depending where they are.
Right. No, I'm with you. I'm listening.
And there is certain programming, whether it's cartoons or program, teachers on television and everything, and they make sure, they introduce certain people who are certainly like the drag queens reading books to kids in libraries.
See, now there should be the age limit to that as far as I'm concerned.
Well,
but go ahead.
Okay, so that's another one we could bring into this subject and say, hey, you know what? That's up to the parent. If they're comfortable allowing them to do it, fine. If they're not, then it's on them. You know what I mean?
I don't think it's a problem that they're doing it.
Right.
I just, if the parents don't want to have their kids do it,
that's
up to them. Parents are always, it's their kids. They choose what they want to do for the kids. I don't think that's an issue. I mean, whether you agree with their choice is really irrelevant.
That's what it is. It is somebody's business because then your kid influences my kid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's somebody's business what you choose for your child. So
but then your child, so then you think it's okay. Now your kid is talking to my kid. So you just asked Tom, where would you learn it from? And he's like, we're learning from friends. So then I'm saying that then you letting your kid do certain things, as a whole.
No do. What do you mean do?
Whether it's watching a movie, where it's a conversation that's being had.
Come on, we were growing up, we were watching movies and shit we shouldn't have been watching when our parents were at home. So it wasn't like these kids today aren't going to do the same shit.
But how old were we? So that's what I said. There's an age limit to it. That's what I said before.
Right.
There's an age limit to it. You know what I'm saying? So that then I don't think that kids at, under 10 years old should be able to, should be watching certain things, should be, dealing with certain things. I think all kids just need to be kids. I'm not saying they need to watch Tom and Jerry because if we're going to go there, then, Tom and Jerry to me was the greatest thing.
Yeah.
But,
cartoons are cartoons.
Everybody.
Right. Yeah. I get it. But,
but
movies,
it
had to be with the LGBTQ.
Yeah. Then
thing,
I said it's just, I think at a certain age.
It's just about, right. And parents need to do what they feel comfortable for their children. Period. End of discussion. Now that was really what it came down to. See where it went? What I'm talking about? This is what happens. All right. So I can either give you one more good one, or I could just go right to the next one.
What's the next big one?
Because we're crunching on
right to the next one.
Yeah, might as well go to the next controversial one because I think
I'm bringing this one up only because I've noticed this personally. This is something I've seen and am not bewildered in the sense where I don't understand why it's happening because of the way I did things when I was a parent. So it's another parent thing.
Mm-hmm.
Gentle parenting. And I'm talking full scale, gentle parenting where the kid has full blown meltdowns in the middle of the store and loses his shit and you can't get control and you're like, hey, Billy, you got to get up, And my thing is, listen, we're not talking about abuse here. We're not talking about beatings or nothing like that.
Okay.
I'm talking about discipline.
Okay.
I think if you go too far on a spectrum, whether it's gentle parenting and you're going too far, you're going to lose something. You're going to get a monster. Something's going to happen and it ain't coming out right. I've noticed it. I already witnessed it.
Right.
Okay. I'll give you an example. My wife invited my son's going to kill me for this, but he can be mad at me, but this is what it is. And for Haley too. Invited them out for dinner for my birthday. Hey, do you want to come? Blah, blah, blah. They didn't have anybody to watch the kids and they didn't want to bring them because they didn't know what was going to happen, what was going to be the outcome.
Right.
The two tornadoes is what he described them as. This is what he said, because they knew that if there was no guarantee that they were going to behave and things were going to go well.
Right.
So my point, and the reason I'm bringing this up now, I'm doing me first so you guys get my point of view.
Right.
Wherever I went, whatever I did with my parents, whether we went out to someone's house, dinner, whatever it was, none of that shit happened.
Right.
And if it did, it was put into check immediately.
Right. Exactly.
All right. Like whether it was a way you were spoken to, or you were made aware of something. However they did it to snap you out of whatever you thought you were going to go down that lane or whatever you were going to try to pull wasn't fucking happening. All right. Now, my kids, same thing. They never did that shit when they were growing up.
Right.
I brought them up. They never did that. Robbie did it once, pulled it with me, and I told the story before, I think. We were in Jamesway in Monticello, and I was with him. It was him and his sister. He was little. He's like 4 years old.
Right.
And he was being stubborn. And I was like, all right, come on, Rob, let's go. I'm not going, but I said, all right, well, I'll see you later. Come on, Jen, let's go.
Yep.
And we kept walking. Just like that. You're not going to leave my cell. Be right behind us any second. 5, 4, 3.
Yeah.
What do you know?
Yeah.
He's running right towards me. Because he panicked now. He's like,
exactly. Right.
So I think that's where that's lost as far as the gentle parenting. I think gentle parenting is good and being able to communicate and do whatever you got to do. But at some point, if that is not being conveyed and the message is not being received, then you need to be snapped out of it.
Yeah.
Okay? However that works for you as a parent.
Yeah, right.
Tom, I'll let you go first because you have your son is how old now?
He's 8.
Okay. Have you ever dealt with that with him when he was a kid? Did he have full blown out meltdowns in the middle of a store because he wanted something or he didn't get it or whatever it was?
Yeah.
He did?
Yeah. We're going.
Yeah.
But you didn't feed the fire.
No,
I'm talking about
no.
parents that just
I don't go.
won't.
No, but I just
we're out. Leave it.
we're sorry. Like,
Yeah.
that's just the way it is.
Party's
You know,
over.
like, I mean,
Right.
we're not getting the toy today.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll get another, maybe in the future. I mean, I do soften. I'm like, well, maybe in the future we'll get it. Maybe your birthday's come around, Christmas come around. Like,
Right.
like I do.
But
that
I
kind
do
of
see
thing.
you, though, at some
I
point
do a
where if
middle-
he keeps pushing the point, you're going to be like, I say, we'll get it some other time. Now, let's go.
Yeah.
Your voice kind of changes.
Yeah.
I have to see me saying,
I like to take the
don't
middle
push
ground.
your luck.
I think some people forget with kids, like, they're just because they're younger doesn't mean they can't be reasoned with. So,
No,
like,
of
I
course
say to him, like, we can't get it now, but in the future. And then if he doesn't accept that answer, and then I'm like, well, you're going to have to, there's nothing we can do about it.
You're
Like, we're
waiting
not getting it now. We're
regardless.
not getting the toy now.
Yeah.
And that's the way it is. And I'll say it like that.
Right.
But, like, I will say, maybe in the future, you will. Maybe
Yeah.
Christmas is
There's
coming. Your
nothing wrong with
birthday's
that.
coming.
That's perfect.
You're going to get birthday
You
money.
didn't
you get
give in,
Christmas
though.
money.
Right.
You didn't give in.
No. But I tell him, like,
But
doesn't
have you
mean
ever
you're
felt
never going to get it.
Have you ever turned to Tara and said,
Yeah, because
I can't go.
with
No,
kids,
we can't go because he's just going to.
Because I think with
we
kids,
can't be able to do it.
I think with kids, they see things in black and white. Like, if I don't get it now, I'm never going to get it.
Right. Of
Right.
course.
Like, they don't think
It's immediate.
So
Yeah.
you just tell them, be like, hey, we might get it in the future.
Right.
Okay.
So that's what I do.
Yeah.
You?
I'm with Tom that kids can be reasoned with. I reason with my kids.
And if they can't be, then
Then you choke them out. That's what you said. No, I mean, it's. I think it's just how you speak to your kids, or that would be able to get them to whatever.
Yes.
Like, you just don't let the kids. You check them and, like, verbally, like you said. You know what I mean? Like, go, whoa, get off of there. You can't be up there. Right. If I get up out this chair,
Have
it's
you
gonna
ever
be...
had to not been able to take your kids anywhere?
No.
Because that's
Yeah.
my point.
No. Never.
So what I'm saying is, I think the general parenting is good. Being able to communicate with children is good. Of course, that's good, right?
Yeah.
We could have used a lot of that when we were growing up.
Yeah.
But I'm happy for the discipline we got at the same time, even if we had the lack of maybe something else. And I get what they're trying to do because parents today are like, well, we want to be more communicating and we want to just say, but if you go like anything else, too much of one thing, no matter how good you think it's going to be, it's not going to work out, especially when someone is growing up and discipline is necessary, or I believe, for a child to be healthy and to understand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, for instance, and we were watching the kids. Ellie was on a cruise and we had the kids for a couple of days and he was acting up, and he was being the little shit that he was, but we were smart, right? He went over, sat on the rug right by the door with his blanket. He's like, what are you doing? No. That's what he did.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And I go back and forth and I bust his chops.
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But then he fell asleep there because we were trying to get him to fall asleep, but he was just being whatever. And then he fell asleep. You let him?
Yeah.
All right. Is that where you want to be?
Right. That's different.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you're not fighting or trying to force him to do something.
Right.
You kind of pick your moments when you know,
exactly.
If he's going to sleep when he crash.
Yeah.
The night before, he laid down on the bed, the dog bed that was in the room. He didn't want to go on the bed. He wanted to lay on the dog bed. So you gave him a blanket. He had his pillow. He was laying on the dog bed watching TV. Right? He was there the whole freaking night, so the whole night in the bed. Like, you pick your moments. That's what I'm saying. But when you if you give in too much or you're more uncomfortable where you're going to go with them, I think it's a too far gone. Not too far. It could be fixed, obviously.
Right.
And obviously, the older they get, the better they're going to get. But I remember as a child that we didn't do that. Wherever we want. Now, when I was young, I'm sure that if I did try to pull any shit, whatever, I can't remember from two, because you only can remember so far back.
Right.
I know when my parents and my mother,
you got
that shit was nipped in the bud immediately.
Right. Like,
and it was a different time from when we grew up.
Right.
But I think, again, if you go too far with the yelling and screaming, and that's not healthy at all. And I think if you go too far this way, that's also not healthy. And you kind of got to get in the middle and not forget what was taught to you.
Right.
Because there's always positive negatives, I look at it, as far as being brought up. Don't you agree? Like, even our situations, we all have something we could probably talk about from our childhood that we didn't like and whatever happened.
Right.
But at the same time, we're thankful for the other things that did happen or how we were brought up. Because I'm glad that was like that, especially because a lot of things that are going on today versus the way we grew up, right?
Yep.
But again, that goes back to what we were talking earlier. So I thought by bringing this up, that would be a good one.
Yeah, that was cool. Those are some pretty good ones. Yeah, I give you that.
I made sure to think about them and made sure I didn't get, I didn't want to go down the.
Yeah, no. Those are good ones. Those are good ones. So look at Tom's like, yeah.
No, I was looking. We
win it. Yeah, no, we're not.
Right.
No, this is where we usually end up stopping lately. Only lately because we, all the stuff.
That's right, because all that.
Right, but I thought, dude, I think I'm going to do this every so often.
Yeah.
And if you guys feel like you want to do it too, like if you want to just...
If I come up with a couple topics.
Yeah. I think it's good. Because Mark was the one. Mark, shout out to you, by the way. Thank you. Shout out to Mark. He was the one who said, these guys never really debate and get into anything. Yeah. So hopefully maybe this helped him out. And, and he'll enjoy this.
I feel like we agreed on a lot of stuff, though. But yeah,
we did and we didn't, I think.
Yeah. We agreed on
we didn't get in a heated debate.
We agreed on the end of it, but it's how we got to how we get there.
We all navigated in our own way.
Navigating. I got a quarter for you, but I was just saying about that navigating. The way we navigated through the way we do this shit.
That's fucking awesome, man. Anyway, I had a good time, guys.
Yes, for sure.
This was fun. We'll do it again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Good shit. So thank you everybody for listening. Watch, like, follow, subscribe, all that other good stuff. So love, peace, and hair grease.
Live long and prosper.
And keep debating.